Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Roberto Corona. I am an Italian anthroposopher and astrologer, and in this video we're going to talk about the second Mercury retrograde of 2024. In this picture here you can see the orbit traced by planet Mercury in the sky from a geocentric perspective, meaning from the Earth. And as you can see, it sort of creates three rings, three loops in the sky. This happens 3 times a year and lasts for 3 weeks roughly. And on top of that, highlighted in white, are the points where Mercury makes a conjunction with the Sun, a superior conjunction. So overall, creating this beautiful pattern, which is a 6-pointed star in the sky. So as we've said previously, what's special about Mercury retrograde in 2024 is that it will stop in all 3 fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, creating a so-called elemental triangle of fire, which in astrology is the element of will, of inspiration, of passion, but also of conflicts and fighting. So this is a list with the dates of Mercury retrograde during the year. So Mercury has already stopped in Aries from April 1st to April 25. And by the way, this was happening during eclipse season 1 with very intense effects. Whereas, as you can see now, during the month of August, Mercury is initially going to stop in the first degrees of Virgo, that you can see here, to then enter Leo on August 15, and then turning direct again on August 28. In this picture, we can see the different phases of Mercury retrograde with its 2 stations, one at 4 degrees Virgo, here it is, and the other at 21 degrees Leo. Now, Mercury has already entered the shadow zone since July 17. The shadow zone is this area that you can see here in orange. Basically, Mercury is entering this area. It is going to stop, turning retrograde and then turning direct again, but from here to here it is still in this zone called the shadow zone, meaning that we are already experiencing the effects of this retrograde motion. So as we said during the previous video of the full moon in Capricorn, Mercury was making a square with Uranus, which, by the way, was sitting on the star Algol, one of the worst stars in the sky. So we have already seen what this is all about, with major disruptions affecting technology, especially because Mars was there with Uranus too, worsening the overall scenario. So Mercury is going to turn direct again on August 28 to leave the shadow zone for good, only starting from September 13. So in general, Mercury, as we know, rules thinking, the mind, communication, networking, streets, public transportations, and so on, every form of networking. And for this reason, Mercury retrograde creates delays, slowdowns, and misunderstandings. Now, the cosmic mind turns retrograde, turns inwardly, and creates frustration whenever we insist dealing with the outside world rather than focusing within, which is what Mercury retrograding is asking of us. So, as we said, we also want to pay attention to technology this time, because this could be tricky. Technology could betray us, so to speak, stop working or breaking. So this process has already begun with Mercury retrograde in the shadow zone, and I am specifically referring to the crash of Microsoft's cloud systems, which have led to many problems regarding computer systems with serious repercussions on public transportation. Now, on a soul level, on the other hand, Mercury retrograde in Leo could bring challenges in regard to our ability to express ourselves through communication, because self-expression is a Leo signification. So this means that we may be feeling blocked, or worse, censored or limited in showing others who we really are and what we are capable of, especially in regard to leadership, which again is another Leo signification. So in this sense, our creativity can suffer as well, especially due to external circumstances. This could also lead us to feel belittled, meaning that the challenge here is being able to be assertive and not aggressive so that we can express ourselves and show others our worth and our creativity. So, as I always say, on a spiritual level, Mercury retrograde can be very, very useful because Mercury retrograde is good for introspection, inner work, shadow work, and this energy allows us to turn our minds inwardly to better understand and solving internal rather than external issues. And for this reason, it is a good time to work on our self-esteem, for example, and confronting the shadows that disconnects us, so to speak, from our true inner spiritual value. So this is the chart of the first station at 4 degrees Virgo. And interestingly enough, Mercury turns retrograde the day following the next new moon in Leo, taking place on August 4. So we're going to talk about it in a dedicated video. But as you can see, Mercury here is still in Virgo, which is its nocturnal domicile, meaning that Mercury is quite strong, but it is like very slow. It stopped, right? So this is making this Mercury dysfunctional, as we described. And on top of that, we can spot the square that Mercury is making with Uranus. Here it is, right? And we have already discussed about it, but if you are curious, you can check my previous video about the second full moon in Capricorn that we had on July 21st. So this is the chart of the second station taking place on August 28 with Mercury at 21 degrees Leo. Now, Mercury is here, and as you can see, Mercury is sitting on the head of the starry image of the lion. And this is because Mercury is going to stop in very close conjunction with the stars, both stars of the head of the lion that are called Ras Elazed Australis and Borealis. Now here you can see it better. Mercury is at the same zodiacal longitude of the two stars of the head of the lion. So these are the two stars of the head of the lion, and as you can see, Mercury is down here, but we always take the zodiacal longitude, right? So Mercury is aligned, is in conjunction with both the stars. Even though we have to say that in astrology, we mainly use the Australis, literally the southern star of the lion's head, how it is called, which is located at latitudes further south of its sister Borealis. So this is Borealis, this is Australis, right? Now these stars come with the nature of Saturn and Mars, which are the malefic planets. So this is not good, right? And Australis in particular is related to the expression of power through language, which is a very mercurial signification. So it is very important to understand how a stationary Mercury on both these stars can create quite a few communication issues, especially related to power dynamics. So this is a summary of Mercury transits between July and August. As we said, from July 17, Mercury entered the shadow zone, making the first square with Uranus. We have already talked about it. And since Mars conjoined Uranus, Mercury made a square with Mars too, as you can see here in red. So this is the square with Uranus, and this is the square with Mars. Moving on to the first week of August, Mercury is getting slower and slower because on August 5th, it reaches its first station and stops. But at least we can count on the mitigating effect of Venus, a benefic planet that is conjoining Mercury. And here you can see the conjunction with Venus. So on August 15th, that you can see here, Mercury gets back to Leo, right? And he's now in the midst of the second square with Uranus. So again, we want to pay attention to technology issue, as well as sudden communications, that can lead us to misunderstandings. So this red wave is the second square between Mercury and Uranus in the sky. And finally, from August 20th, Mercury begins the sextile with Mars. And this is very important because this aspect with Mars leads us towards August 28th, the second stationing, happening in conjunction with both the Ras Elacid stars, which I remind you have exactly the nature of Mars. So this is the sextile, here we have August 28th, and so we have a combination of a star of the nature of Mars with Mercury stopping right on top of these stars, making a sextile with Mars, reinforcing the martial component. So please bear in mind that late August can be quite tricky when it comes to communication and power dynamics as well. So here we have a summary of the most important dates. And to those already provided, I want to add the third square with Uranus, which will take place on September 7th. So we have these 3 dates, July 21st, August 18th, and September 7th. As always, thanks for watching. If you want to support my work, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, not to miss out on future astrological insights. I am Roberto Corona. See you in the next video.